Hey, this is director, producer Alan Wills, and I am on Positive Power 21 with Jerry Royce Live. And when I'm online, I listen to Jerry Royce Live at www.spreaker.com/positivepower21.org. Y'all heard?
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hi, if you're struggling with your relationship or you just can't seem to find the right one, author Gerald Manuel has written an enlightening new book entitled How to Identify Your Spiritual Soulmate. You may order a copy today from Amazon.com or at BarnesandNoble.com. This book is sure to answer many of the questions you may have. Thank you and God bless you.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Jerry Royce Live on Power21.org. I am your host, Michelle-Edmonds, and you have joined Living with Serenity, where we talk about nature, natural, and healthy living. So sit back, get serene as we get started.
You are listening to PositivePower21.org with Jerry Royce.
What up? It's your boy Kano Kingston.
Hi, this is Angel Sessions.
Hey, this is Pat. Hi, I'm Teresa Powell.
Hi, Jerry. This is Ira Sandro Carter.
Hi, this is Phil Powers.
Hello, this is Teresa Bobby with Jerry Royce Live.
Hi, I'm Philip Byrne. I'm live on the Jerry Royce Show.
Hey, what it do? It's your boy Houston Saint.
Peace, this is Dahlia the poet, spoken word artist.
Hello, this is Ramon Marquis with Jerry Royce Live.
All right, everyone. You got Robin Lynn, and I'm keeping it live right now on Jerry Royce Live.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up? This is a award-winning podcast with the greatest podcast on earth. Thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide on Internet Radio, where you get your positive on. So when it's all positive, it's all power. That's positive power. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
Think you know how drugs get in those little brown bottles? Think again. Set in the green hills of western New Jersey, inside the gilded halls of power of a U.S. pharmaceutical company where decisions are worth billions of dollars and human lives worth less. Nicholas Harding, a young executive at Marshall Pharmaceutical, finds his career, family, and life in jeopardy. The Farmhouse, a suspense thriller novel by Bill Powers, published by Donna Inc. Publications, available at Amazon.com or DonnaInc.org. Go to Bill's webpage at www.authorBillPowers.com.
Hi, I am Arthur Crystal Alexis, and I'm on Positive Power 21 with Jerry Royce Live. Woohoo!
Hey, thank you everybody for joining us, and welcome to Positive Power 21.org. Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? 21, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I am Jerry Royce Live. I am blessed. I am so grateful. I am worldwide. You're listening to episode 370 with Living with Serenity with Michelle-Edmonds. That's right. Before we bring Michelle-Edmonds out, let's hear a word from our sponsor. That's right, Reese World Publishing. And he's coming soon. He'll be here next week, y'all. That's right. Next week. I guess, no, not next week. The week after.
Are you an avid reader of urban fiction, looking for drama, suspense, and more? Reese World Publishing is dedicated to bringing the world's best literature to our readers. Urban fiction, erotica, sci-fi, mainstream fiction, and children's literature are just some of the genres produced by our diversified family of authors. You can reach us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and at our website, www.reeseworldpublishing.com.
Hi, this is Angel Sessions, and when I'm in town, I listen to Jerry Royce Live, positivepower21.org, where they play my favorite music.
That's right, and Angel's one of our favorite musicians out there. Check her out. We playing her music and Linton and Louise Smith. They open the show up. All of them available right here on positivepower21.org. Just go out there to our guests where we host our guest list and click on their album covers and make a purchase. That's right. And Angel leads everybody in sales on Amazon.com. That's right. One of the leading retailers out there, and we're grateful to be able to be carried as an affiliate. That's right. PositivePower21.org with Jerry Royce Live worldwide. You're listening to episode 370, Living with Serenity with Michelle-Edmonds. Michelle-Edmonds, M.A.M.E.D, coach and senior nutritionist. Michelle-Edmonds is an entrepreneur in public health, social justice. As a public speaker and writer, topics include Serenity's top 7 fat habits, the politics of weight loss, detox your mind or fat will come back, and the weight of anger. Magna cum laude undergraduate, Ms. Edmonds also holds 2 master's degrees and received her doctoral training from Columbia University in counseling and psychology and adult education. Michelle is the author and co-founder of Serenity Weight Loss and Detoxification Program, founded in 1992, the Serenity Challenge, a virtual grant-funded wellness initiative started in 2013. All right, she's here to talk to us about health. Welcome to the show, Michelle-Edmonds.
Thank you, Jerry. So glad to be here. You ready for our topic tonight?
Yeah, Dr. Michelle-Edmonds. Now, when we gonna see that? When we gonna see that doctoral degree on there? You know, so we can call you doctor. Are you working on that right now?
Actually, I have one of those people that have finished everything except for that end where you present your. I'm at. All the coursework is done.
Okay, all right. So you said you need to submit one other thing. We didn't hear you.
Oh, it's called a dissertation.
Oh, your dissertation. Okay.
Yes. And once that's complete, that's it. But all the coursework is done. All the practicum, all the work is done.
Yeah. So you started. I'm sure you started it already, right?
Oh yes. All the work is done. All the coursework, all the credits have been earned. Absolutely.
All right. Good, good. All right, so soon we'll be able to be blessed to have a doctor on the program. Right.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Dr. Edmonds is here, y'all. That's right. That's what we be saying. And this is episode 370. We're so happy to have you on the show. We had a good time engineering the program last night with you and Kimmy Kim. So don't forget, y'all, check out Kimmy Kim. That's right. She coming out of St. Louis. And I think I said Kansas City earlier in the last show. I don't know why I keep associating her with Kansas City, but she's from St. Louis, Missouri. Yes. So you got to check that program out. That was an excellent show. She had a pastor. Kenyatta Smith was here. He's out of Chicago, a church called Another Chance. And we're hoping to bring him on board so he can bless everybody with the word. And that brother can talk. He's awesome. Awesome. All right. All right, you ready? You ready?
Yes, sir. We are ready. Ready.
All right. So what you got for us today?
Well, Jerry, one of the things that comes up a lot is what do you do when, you go to the doctor and they tell you that you are diabetic, pre-diabetic, have high cholesterol, high blood pressure? Well, many times we're not entering in properly, and the doctors really are not very patient with us, and so before we get out of our mouth, well, I don't really like pills, before we finish the sentence, that prescription is written and in our hand.
Yep.
What do you do when you're told you are pre-diabetic and you don't want to take a prescription? It's not enough to say, I don't want pills, but what are you going to do is the question, and that's what we're here to talk about tonight.
All right. Now, my doctor never told me that I did have some cholesterol issues and low D, vitamin D levels. They had to be prescribed. And I found out I was borderline diabetic from the insurance company. You know, when I was getting one of those nice insurance policies, it was a chart. And this chart was very informative. It was scary. It was a little wheel, color wheel. But then after a while, I got over it. That's what it is. So I thought what I was doing was increasing weightlifting and trying to eat more salad, but I wasn't giving up some things I should have been giving up, like cookies and pies and cake. So I had that balance where I did enough exercising not to gain any more weight, so I stuck around at 206 for a very long time, but I had the high cholesterol. All right? That's me. All right, what you got for me?
Well, the first thing I want to correct, Jerry, and it comes up a lot because we don't really want to believe it, and that is that we're this notion of being pre-diabetic. There is no such thing as pre-diabetic. Pre-diabetes is really just the first time you were diagnosed diabetic. Change the way you're thinking, because the only way you could be diagnosed pre is if your number was high. Isn't that correct, Jerry?
That's right.
Well, if it was high, then you were diabetic. It's just the first time you were told. Now, if you enter in with the attitude that there is such a thing as pre, then you do just what you did. You don't make the changes. You don't feel the urgency. Doctors are counting on that. Trade minds with them for a minute. Think like a doctor for a minute. You have a mortgage to pay. You've been to medical school. I'm not loving hearing you tell me you're going to start drinking cider and vinegar and lemons and water, or you're going to start taking noni juice. See, I'm not hearing that. I got to protect my practice. We don't enter in properly. So we go in there and we say, well, I don't want to take any pills. I'm going to do a detox. I'm embarrassed, Jerry, by the things that we do in response to being told serious things like we're diabetic or our cholesterol is high. What matches what the doctors are saying to us? What matches is you go back, you have a holistic person in your Rolodex, just like you have a doctor's phone number in your Rolodex. Someone you already have vetted, know what they do, know what their results are. And so when you're told you're pre-diabetic, now you call that person and say, okay, roll up your sleeves, we need to get busy. First step is always detox. Always detox. All disease starts in the colon. How could it not? That is where all of your waste and your toxins are sitting. The person that does autopsies, Jerry, the average person, they report seeing as much as 40 to 42 pounds of stool after doing an autopsy. And pre-diabetes is all you're hearing? You're lucky that's all you're being told you are.
That's
right.
Or
high blood pressure. You really are your body is doing an amazing job. So you start with a detox and do it in a structured manner. And when we say detox, listening audience, we are talking about cleaning out the colon. Let's talk real. We're talking about pooping. Now, lemon juice and water may be a good blood cleanser, and we do use it in the program. But let's be real. Oh, yes, but let's be real. A detox is talking about cleaning out the colon, excess stool that's been there for years.
Ooh, years.
And years. And it lines the colon, actually becomes harder year after year, and your tubing of your colon gets more and more narrow with each passing year.
Wow.
So we're talking about getting rid of all that old debris. So now you go back to your doctor and say, okay, doc, I've contacted a nutritionist, and I'm taking fiber, increased fiber. You go back and say I'm drinking lemon juice and water, he's going to give you another prescription and say, yeah, right.
Wow.
Then you go, doc, okay, now I'm changing the way I eat. And we, as you know, teach the paleo lifestyle. I am an expert in that area. And so you go back and say, okay, doc, I've taken out all the bread and the pasta. That was causing
bread, no pasta.
Bread and pasta got to go. That's man-made. All that's man-made. And they also raise blood sugar. So your protocol then is, so far we have detox, starting with the colon. The second organ is the kidneys. The third and fourth organ is the liver and gallbladder, in that order.
Oops, no gallbladder.
Oh, no problem, because your liver picks up the slack, and believe it or not, gallstones are in your liver. Your liver knows that the gallbladder is gone, and it picks up the slack, and the gallstones are in the liver.
Yeah.
So you can do a home-based cleansing of your liver, and you will still release liver stones and gallstones, but it has to be structured.
Okay. All right. Now, Michelle, we want to hear the structure, because I'm very interested in hearing the structure, especially the home base, because I'm going to tell you before we go to break, 2 minutes, I have had a colonoscopy done 1 year from May. And basically they give you, your drink, I think it's a whole bunch of fiber you dump inside the Gatorade or something, and I guess to keep you from dehydrating. And then you take these, some dial something, little tiny pills, like 3 or 4 of those, and it empties out your everything, so they be able to do a scope, first thing in the morning, without anything. I think you can just eat jello. And I think only orange at that, no other types. So anyway, that's the colonoscopy, and I think they do one when you over, I guess, 45 or 50, depending on your family's history with colon cancer and stuff like that. So I want to hear your take on that when we get back from our break. All right, y'all?
All
we're
right.
Take a quick break. Of course, I missed a couple commercials on the last show, but we got another one with Reese Publishing. He's coming here, I think the second week in July. We got Reese World coming here. All right, check them out.
Are you an avid reader of urban fiction, looking for drama, suspense, and more? Reese World Publishing is dedicated to bringing the world's best literature to our readers. Urban fiction, erotica, sci-fi, mainstream fiction, and children's literature are just some of the genres produced by our diversified family of authors. You can reach us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and at our website, www.reeseworldpublishing.com.
Hi, I am recording artist Marilyn Dunn from St. Louis, Missouri. If you are looking for some soul-stirring, anointed, spiritual, and heartfelt music, visit my website at www.marilyndunnministries.com. Or you can also find me on CD Baby, iTunes, and Reverb Nation. For booking information, contact Mr. Kevin Dunn at 636-856-0551. That's 636-856-0551.
PositivePower21.org Internet Radio.
You are listening to PositivePower21.org with Jerry Royce.
All right. Thank you, family, for bringing me in. We're having a good time talking about pooping. That's right. She's going to tell us how to do it right, because you're supposed to do it about maybe a couple times a day, maybe every time you finish eating, right, Michelle? Is that right?
Actually, yes, just like a baby. No less than 2 to 3 times a day, but significant volume. And also I think it's important, and, you know, we don't as adults talk about pooping very much. You know, it's not considered very cool, you know, but it is important. It should be fairly odorless. Most people don't know that. You know, when you go to the bathroom, you're not supposed to light up the bathroom, let alone light up the house.
Oh, yeah.
It should be almost. Oh, absolutely. I'm aware that there are people that do. It should be almost odorless. The more offensive the stool is, the more toxic and old the feces is, the more toxic you are. So use how strong and offensive it is as an indicator of your health, of your body's health. Also, there's not supposed to be mucus. And if you're seeing globs of mucus mixed in, that's coming from inflammation that's in your body. Your body develops mucus to protect itself. And it's supposed to float. Did you know that your stool's supposed to float?
Yeah, I remember back in the day when you're younger, you know,
yes.
it did.
Yes, it did. It's not supposed to just, you know, sink like a brick. And if it is doing that, that is a sign of very old, very toxic stool. And if you don't mind, while we're on the subject, urine quality is also important. I'll just run through that quickly. Urine is not supposed to bubble. It's not supposed to have bubbles or foam. If it does, there is sugar in your urine. It is not bubbly because, it's not bubbly because it's hitting the water. It's bubbly because there's sugar in the urine. It's supposed to be very, very, very pale yellow, but not white.
Wow.
White means nearly clear. That's not a sign of healthy urine. It's supposed to be very pale yellow. So
sugar levels.
Absolutely. White. Kidneys as well. Kidneys problems causes very white urine. That's right.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I definitely remember that.
That is correct.
Wow, that's some heavy stuff you just told. You know, the doctors don't sit there and tell you that kind of stuff. I've never heard it, ever, Michelle. As much as I have gone to the doctor, you know.
You're getting billed for 15 minutes. They don't have time, and I'm not sure that they're taught.
Yeah, and they should know because they're doing it too. They got to look at that stuff. It's not like they're a robot talking to you.
Absolutely.
Well, spirit, they're human too. They should be like telling you the same thing that they're supposed to be doing.
Absolutely. And we did that in less than 5 minutes, didn't we, Jerry? So I guess they do have time, don't they?
Yeah, they got time. They waste most of their time trying to figure out how to use their laptops and their tablets. You know, to make sure your information going to those medical companies so they know how you're spending your money. You know how to direct you to some health issues. Yeah. That's what it's all about. Wow. Okay, so we talking to the coach, y'all, senior nutritionist, and she's here to help save our lives. That's right. So you can continue to stay spiritual and take care of that body that God bless you with. Because you could be looking good on the outside, but maybe not too good on the inside. Now, that was interesting you said, Michelle, about the smell. Now, I noticed that after doing a detox, you know, you may go a day or two and you don't smell nothing. You know, you're like, wow, okay, cleaned out. But, you know, after a while, you know, you eat, you know, at least you're doing a lot of vegetables because, like I told you before, I'm really taking on my salads now. That's a lot of my meals. But, you know, I had a healthy portion of some pork ribs for Father's Day. They said, the protein, white pork's supposed to be all right according to the doctor.
Yes, it is, sir. Actually, it is.
Now,
white lean pork is fine.
Now, this was something that came out of another religion camp years ago, that if you put pork outside in the sun and let it break itself down, it would turn into worms. I said, but anything sitting outside in the sun will probably turn into the worms, right?
Actually, absolutely. I know what they're talking about, but you said something else that I agree with completely, and is scientifically accurate. If you sit out, if you die, or if you're sick and you're sitting out in the sun, you will release worms as well, because everyone has parasites in their body, specifically in the colon. So even if we're sitting in the sun and we're not healthy, maybe half, very, very ill, we'll start emitting worms as well.
So what happens to the parasites? Just eat their way out of the body? Is that what's going on?
That's a great segue to my point of colon cleansing. Parasites, all people have parasites. They mostly come from hand contamination and, by the way, from fruit. So they, for example, depending upon what type of parasite we're talking about, let's use tapeworms, for example. They can live in the body for up to 20 years. And they have the ability, the tapeworm can live for years in the body. And you can go to the bathroom and snap them off. And the rest of the tapeworm that's still in can regenerate.
Oh, wow, just like earthworms.
That's correct. Then there are other worms that you can see with the eye that are not as dramatic as tapeworms, such as roundworm. It looks like a piece of spaghetti, and you have it, of course, if you had spaghetti, you would have chewed it. It wouldn't be whole sitting there in your stool. That's a roundworm. Okay. And another one you can see with the naked eye is called threadworm. It's called its name because it'll look like blood at first glance, and then you'll notice that it's skinny and long. What makes you look, actually, that it'll be a red-looking thread-like worm that is called threadworm. And all of these parasites will eat off of you, and the more they eat off of you, the more you eat. So now we've covered, Jerry, one of the underlying causes of overeating and severe cravings.
They eat the food, the waste. Where are they in your stomach? You said they in your colon?
Right. You're right on both counts. They eat the food from your stomach, and they will eat, and they love the coziness, and they will eat the waste in your colon. You're right on both counts. And so, again, you don't get rid of parasites unless you do a really good colon cleanse. Again, structured at home. Structured means supervised, guided. Stay away from the one-product gimmicks. That's what I call bad detox. The noni juice, someone says, this product's going to do it all. Not so. Not so. A good quality fiber, check with a nutritionist. Give me a call and let them talk you through what you should be looking for and what is the better products on the market. But fiber is number one.
So when you use the fiber, so are you doing the recommended dosage, or you have to base it on your body weight? Because I know I hear that a lot about, a person wearing 145 wouldn't take the same dose as somebody wearing 250.
That's a criteria that we use for nutrition. That, by the way, as a prior health food store owner, I'm embarrassed to say so many of the products in the health food store are pills, and you cannot take it based on body weight. So we're going to do just like the doctors with nutrition, and we're going to take it liquid form based on body weight. And then when you have a diagnosis, take those items that are specific to your medical challenge. So if it's pre-diabetes, you should be bumping up chromium and vanadium. This is not doctoring. This is science. So any educator can tell you this. This is not chromium and vanadium. This is scientific fact. These are the minerals that are most deficient when someone is running a high blood sugar. And if you're not increasing those two minerals, then you're not hitting it on the head. So going back,
come from you. So where they come from? Your multivitamins in a liquid form you was talking about earlier?
Going to talk to your nutritional consultant, whoever you're working with. I'll be glad to share that with you. And you get a good general mineral formula, liquid form, and then you bump it up. That you may bump up the specialty minerals in capsule form. That may be done. A good general broad spectrum mineral and vitamin formula, and then specific minerals, and they may be in capsule form, but not tablets.
Not tablets. Yeah.
Not tablets. No, they don't break down. Why? Because the colon is not clean. That's why.
So by the time they get there, right, because they still in the pill form, they pretty much going through your system, and by the time they liquefy, they in your colon. It's kind of too late to get anything from it at that point, right?
That's correct. They never even break down. If you were so inclined to examine your stool with a glove, you would find all your lovely little expensive pills sitting right there. Why do they sell them? Because they're cheap to make and people are not educated. I used to own a health food store, Jerry. So you're talking to the choir here, and I'm here to say most of what I sold in my health food store was not the best for you. Wow.
Now, I remember reading when I was taking, I think it was a form of ginseng or Gotu Kola or whatever it was. I remember this one particular one. I had ordered it from this guy that was at the flea market, and he sold real quality brand supplements. And he said when you take this one, he said what I sell, you can open them up and put them in your drinks and stir them up. He said liquefy it. Don't take it in a capsule, because by the time the capsule break down, it might be too late. You know.
Yeah, but
I noticed the difference in the feeling too. I noticed that I was able to really appreciate getting whatever was in the capsule in my system, in my bloodstream, a lot quicker. I could feel the difference than it being in a capsule form. You know. Does that make sense? Does that sound right?
No, excellent. Only one caveat I'll add to that, and that is we still are missing taking it in proportion to body weight. That part was still missing. Yeah. And the only way to do that, just like the doctors, I mean, you're pre-diabetic, high cholesterol, man, they come at you with a whole arsenal of stuff, all based on your body weight. And then we want to come back with, well, we heard cinnamon is good for sugar. See, the doctor's not hearing that. So we got to come back with, well, doc, I'm taking a mineral formula, and I'm taking it based on my body weight, 1 capsule per 100 pounds, and then I've added additional chromium and vanadium in capsule form. Then you have the doctor's ear, you see, and then you go back and have dropped 5-10 pounds. Now you have their ear. That's what's going to get you to walk out of there without yet another prescription.
Yeah. Now, how I did it was I really stepped up the vegetables. I went bonkers on the vegetables and the protein. I was doing the almonds. I was doing a lot of spinach leaves, the cucumbers, beans, string beans. Most of the time, I just steamed them things in a pot. Ate them raw. I didn't need no butter, no pepper. And then with the exercising, I really stepped up my cardio. I mean, I was stair climbing. I was doing 20 flights a day. And I was walking the football field 4 times, 3 days a week. So I was really determined from between September, when I found out, to before Thanksgiving, I was going to be off that medication, because that was when she was going to have me come back and do a workup. And at that point, the medication prescription would have been, had ran out and need to be, refilled again. And she found out after getting a new doctor, doing a whole workup, there's nothing there. You okay?
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, What were you prescribed, Jerry? What medication?
I was taking insulin and 2 pills. One was for, to keep the medicine from messing up my kidneys.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think one was for cholesterol, and then, like I said, the other one was to protect the kidneys.
Yes. Was it
high blood pressure
metformin?
Medicine. Yeah, it was a high pressure. Right, it was a high blood pressure medicine.
Okay. Now, did you notice? And I'm going to share this because it's so helpful for everyone that's listening. Did you notice you began by saying you were pre-diabetic? Okay.
Well, they actually used the word borderline.
Okay, I'll take borderline.
Yeah.
Let's take borderline. Okay.
Yeah, they said borderline.
Notice
I never heard anything from the doctor.
And notice you taking insulin at one time. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's not borderline. Do you hear You hear the difference?
Right.
If you're borderline, you don't get insulin.
Well, see, what happened was the insurance company told me I was borderline in February when I got a test back from them. But I didn't see the doctor until September when I came back from vacation. I realized that the rest didn't do anything. It was like, what's wrong with me? I got rest. I was chilling because we went to Florida. I was, we weren't driving a lot. We was catching the shuttle. And when I returned to work and I tripped on a flat floor because I couldn't lift my foot up because my balance was off. I went to go see the nurse, and she did the reading. She did the workup. She said your vitals are fine, but your blood sugar levels is off the chain, off the roof.
Okay.
We gotta get you out of here. How did you make it in here?
So she was saying she saw neuropathy. That was why the numbness in your foot. Is that what she was saying?
Well, it wasn't numb. I just, for some reason, I guess because my vision was off because my eye vision had reversed. Yeah, I went from, a normal vision to have to use reading glasses.
I see.
So I had a complete reverse, and it was funny because I met with a doctor about my I had the eye workup and everything because I was like concerned. Was like, what's going on? So they did the retina check, they did everything, and then she said, well, when you start getting in your 40s and everything, sometimes your eyesight can do a reversal on you. I was like, nah, I think it's something a little bit more serious. And I said I've been diagnosed to have high sugar levels, but she didn't really know anything about that. It was a young girl, real young doctor.
I see.
So I ended up wasting money on eyewear because my vision returned to its normalcy. Yeah.
Well, clearly you've done many of the right things because you have already seen some reversals, and we praise God for that. Yeah. What the listeners, I hope, have gotten from your very candid testimony is how important it is to understand what your doctors are not telling you and what you are being told. And so when someone says borderline diabetic, make sure, what is my score, please? What do you mean off the chart? What is the score? And if it's borderline, why am I getting medication? Why am I getting insulin? And why am I having symptoms of mid-stage diabetes? And that's what you just described, Jerry. You described mid-stage diabetes, not borderline.
Yeah.
So we have to learn how to communicate.
Yes, ask real questions.
Ask real questions.
Now, Michelle, you was talking earlier about how important it is to detox. Now, what are some of the safer methods? You mentioned not using just one form of one ingredient or pill to process.
For example, there is one that's honey and lemon. That's a disaster for someone who is so-called borderline diabetic. That's disastrous. You see. Vinegar is another mistake because vinegar feeds yeast in the colon, in the gut. So I know it's common. I know there's actually there's actually a book on the vinegar fast, vinegar detox.
You talking about apple cider vinegar?
Vinegar, absolutely. That's disastrous because it feeds yeast, the yeast fungus, and yeast fungus is an underlying root cause of blood sugar problems and diabetes. Overeating.
I was drinking a lot of that. I was drinking like a A bottle of that? Well,
yeah.
I put like a couple capsules and fill a water bottle up.
Yep,
Ooh.
yep. I'm not surprised to hear that. And so that's what I mean by all these little gimmicky. Now, where was Bronner coming from? I don't know. I'm not sure. I have the book on my shelf too. But when you study fermented items such as vinegar and you know what they do, they feed yeast fungus, and nearly every diabetic has problems with yeast in their gut. Then you would stay clear of vinegar. Wow. So that's not such a great method for detox at all. Another one is drinking kale and pineapple smoothies. Also a problem. Did your mother, Jerry, ever serve you dinner? Put kale, put a piece of lean pork, and then put a pineapple in the middle of that dinner plate? Of course.
Pineapple was used for the pineapple upside down cake.
It's used for cake. It's used for dessert. Absolutely. So just because you blended it doesn't make vegetables and fruit a good combination. It's done all the time. It is technically incorrect.
So you're saying, so is it unsafe to eat strawberries with your salad?
Technically, it is incorrect. Fruit in our culture was designed and put here by God as natural dessert. Dessert is dessert. Dessert means after your meal, about 20 minutes later. Where did the habit come from? Because people don't really like vegetables. And so we're always, it's almost like we have radar. We're always looking for additional sugar. But fruit is nature's, to cover up the taste. That's correct. Fruit is nature's dessert. Treat it like it is, which is about 20 minutes at the end of your meal. Vegetables stay separate, and vegetables should always be combined with proteins, not with fruit. Now, that it causes gas and fermentation in the gut.
Yeah, it's funny because the fast food restaurants are famous for combining mangoes and strawberries and raisins and stuff with the salad. That's because most people think salads are boring. Sure, because most people think a salad is boring. Now, they eat them because they're supposed to be healthy, and especially if a person's trying to lose weight. That's the first thing people think about is a salad. But people not really into salads, and so you have to spice it up. And that's why all of the additional stuff. It's not, but more serious is blending them and making all these vegetable fruit smoothies. Very, very serious mistake. I used to own a vegetarian restaurant and juice bar with my health food store. And we did it too because we had to make money. But it is technically incorrect. And it causes gas and excess weight. So if you do drink a smoothie, it should just be all fruit and for your dessert only?
That's correct. Either all fruit or all vegetables.
Yeah.
The only fruit that mixes even just a little bit is a little bit of green apple, those Granny Smith apples, or a little lemon and lime. That's it.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, vegetables, right, that would be fine.
Wow. You know what's funny? My mom had mentioned that to me because she took a nutritional class, which was more talking about your acidic foods. What's that? Alkaline foods. Is that correct? Alkaline?
Yes, it is. It is.
She got heavy into that because she was having problems with what's that disease she has with your acid reflux.
Acid reflux.
Yeah. Now that'd be interesting for you to do a segment on that one day.
Oh, that would be a wonderful segment, and we will cover that. In fact, we'll have a variety of series where we'll cover very common medical challenges like acid reflux, Crohn's, colitis, and then, of course, diabetes and high blood pressure and cholesterol. We'll have, medical diagnosis specific. Yes,
the biggest burdens on Black America.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Keeping the doctor in the Mercedes and some of them probably ready to go out there and buy those. No, they're driving Porsches now, the 4-door Porsches.
Sure.
So they're stepping it up.
Sure. To be fair to the doctors, we can't be hating on them when we're not doing what we can do on our own. Not even asking good questions.
That's right. You're right. And we're guilty of that because, how many times you went to the doctor with your parents and they didn't ask no question. The doctor looked straight in the face. Any questions? And
yes.
Ask the kid, how you feeling? You okay?
Oh, yes.
They don't know what to say.
Sure.
His mom. Mom, you got any questions? Okay, so I'll write you the prescription. They look at it and they say, okay, I just follow the dosage on here. No questions asked.
That's right.
Me out of there.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
Mm.
We need training on how to enter in and to interact with a doctor.
Yes. Mm. Wow. So we need to do a webinar.
Yes, it would be wonderful. It would be wonderful.
Engage them. Yeah. I mean, I love podcasting, love radio, but my spirit told me today when I was researching the internet on doing what they call a live video stream. The technology is here. We can actually place the viewing screen right on our website and mark it live. And when we hit that button broadcast, we're coming right to them, just like they're watching TV. All right, Michelle, another awesome segment with Living with Serenity with Michelle-Edmonds. Yeah, kudos.
Thank you.
So what you going to do without me, Michelle, when it's just you?
We better sign off for sure and make sure that they know how to reach me. And we're going to have lots of guests. And I'm going to bring several team members. We call ourselves team members onto the broadcast because it's time. It's going to be time soon where they hear some success stories. You need to hear some results. So I think Jerry has helped me lay some sound work for all of you with these last two broadcasts. But we're going to segue into probably the next show will be some results. And then we'll start going into some of the more specific medical challenges that we talked about tonight, Jerry.
Heck yeah.
111 pounds down, 44 pounds down. We're just going to bring on as many as who are willing to speak.
That's right, because they're not going to want to hear my diabetic stories every segment. They're going to want to move on. Okay, Jerry is here. Who else you got? We understand that diabetes is the killer. Don't beat me up. We're going to beat him up.
What else? What's your comeback for that? What else you got, huh?
We beat him enough. We beat him up enough with the diabetes, but we know they got other issues going on, high blood pressure, and not understanding the proper way. And you may have to come back with the detox thing, because that seems like that to me. Death is in the gut. That's where our death is, right there, waiting. You're like a time bomb.
That's correct. Right? It's in your gut. It starts in your gut. That's right.
That's where all my weight went, too. That was where all my weight was pretty much.
And ironically, it's the last thing we talk about. It's the last thing adults talk about. We'll talk about anything else, but no one talks about pooping. And I get it. I mean, it's not pretty. I get it. But ironically, it's the biggest single problem. It's why so many people, their tummies are protruding, almost like it's just common. You know?
I'm starting to get confused who's pregnant.
Exactly.
Okay, you look like a guy, but you're pregnant like a woman. I know you're a female, but are you pregnant? You look like you're in your 50s. What's up? Even the ones in their 30s, are you pregnant again?
Age seems to have no difference now. Some of the young people just as big. Absolutely.
Yeah. You see a nice, attractive woman, nice curvy body.
Turn around.
Sideways.
Turn around.
At the front of a ship.
turn them sideways. Are you not sure, huh? Absolutely.
Sure. Especially now, because the pregnant women are wearing fitted clothes now.
Right. Right.
So a person with a gut not going to, even back in the day they would wear a loose T-shirt or loose shirt. Now people, they're not embarrassed.
Like it's okay. Have you seen that? It's like it's okay.
I work for the government. I see it every day.
I'm from old.
To put anybody out there, though.
Black company, you used to your job was to cover it up. I don't know.
That's why, one time I thought that, while I was working out, I thought that, and I felt this too myself, walking up the steps, lifting my knees up to my waist. I don't know how many steps there are to a flight, but when you walk 5 flights 3 times a day, sometimes 4, I think you're all, tightening up that core muscle.
Right.
And firming it up, because it was funny, because when I was at the Toastmaster International, one of the governors touched my stomach and said, "Did you eat enough today? Did you have enough?" Just my stomach was flat. I said, "Yeah, I had plenty." I was like, "Wow, I got a flat stomach." Yeah.
Right.
That's right. Jerry was live. Got a flat stomach.
Jerry was live. It's a flat stomach. Well,
that's right.
When it's not, it's usually full of stool. So if someone tells you you're full of it, they be accurate.
Yeah, you full of it. And it's not just body fat. So you're saying it's actual maybe 40-something pounds of stool sitting in there, huh?
That's correct. People who do autopsies have reported seeing as much as 40 to 42 pounds upon doing an autopsy. People who do colonics are seeing from anywhere from 30 to 35 pounds. And at Serenity, which is our program, we're seeing from 10 to 25 pounds, and we're basing that on the weight loss rates.
Oh.
Any way you cut it, all of those figures, any way you cut it, that's a lot of stool.
It is. Now, Michelle, I know we got to get in the show, but I wanted to ask you this too. Now, you was talking about, is this detox, one of the ones that I was using with some Muslim ladies, it was two religion, let me back up. These 2 women they studied from different mosques, let me put it that way, okay? One was Orthodox Muslim, the other one was from the Nation. And they kind of came together with, okay, this is a safe herb to use, but we're going to do a strength test to see how much you should take. Okay, we was taking this product called CKLS, which was a colon, kidney, spleen, and liver cleanser. And I remember after they was taking them every day, pretty much. And I remember that there was some times I was seeing those long strains of stuff, and I was like, wow, let's clean out the walls. So I thought it was cleaning the walls out of the colon. So that was actually probably the worms you was talking about.
Yes. That's what it sounds like, Jerry. Yeah.
There was some stuff in there. I was like amazed. I was like, holy cow, what the heck?
Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah, but I've never seen a cleansing like that since that time. Because, like I said, when I did it for the colonoscopy, it seemed like everything was more liquefied, because of that. I guess because of that little tiny pill that's like it's not a prescription. You can get, it's like a laxative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, when they're preparing your body for colonoscopy, that's not a colon cleansing. That's just a laxative to purge your colon. And it's not the same, and it's actually the lower portion of you, the colon meaning the lower portion. When you cleanse, Jerry, you're cleansing from left to right. So your left side going up from the crease of your thigh, to your, right under your rib cage, that is the side that empties out first.
Okay.
The part that's on the right side of your body and towards the center is where the oldest stool is. So when you go for a colonoscopy, you've emptied only the new stool. They didn't even touch the old stuff.
Oh, so they won't even see the one that's at the top end of your body, right?
No,
the one
it really,
your stomach.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They don't they don't really get that far. So that is why it's a good exam, and you should have it certainly by the time you're 50. But it's still not as effective as if you take products orally, specifically fibers, with dietary change while you're doing the cleanse. And then, of course, nutrition in liquid forms that you're not reclogging and that you're absorbing it. That's your protocol. That's your map.
Oh, wow. And this is something that, now, before we go, now, should a person prepare to say they should be home for that that time period, that day? Like, if you start in the morning?
Oh, no. Everyone who does a program with us is able to work. Everyone works. The only time we had trouble was with a toll booth person, and that's just a problem for her anytime. And she was my only person that really just had a tough time. Most of the evacuation is in the morning, but it's significant volume, very, very significant volume, over the course of 15 minutes. And then for the most part, it doesn't bother you for the rest of the day.
Yeah, because that's the way the CKLS worked. It hit you right after that first meal.
Yes.
And then, I say like around after your lunch, because a lot of people had that heaviest meal around lunch. And then after that, you was fine. It's not like you didn't have no emergency,
Right.
Like you went on normally. But I know with the laxatives, it's like, yeah, you better plan to be home.
You better be home. Yeah. That's right. So, and that's how everyone is able to do this comfortably while they're still working. The program provides instruction booklets via email. Instruction is given by coaches over the phone on free conference lines, so that we have customers, we have people who in the program as far as in the UK, as well as Trinidad. All over the country, they converge for our team calls every Monday. And so everyone reports being relatively comfortable throughout the day.
Good. All right, so how can people, be part of this?
Well, Joyce, thank you for a really great conversation, and thank you also for your candidness and allowing us to use you as a little bit of a guinea pig and share your testimony. We appreciate that. People learn that. Just go to Facebook, Serenity Weight Loss. That's Serenity Weight Loss, SERENITY Weight Loss. Okay. That's on Facebook. And then phone number is 404. You're calling a Georgia number. And that's 404-445-8579. This is Michelle-Edmonds, Living with Serenity. Jerry Royce live at power21.org.
That's right. Now, Michelle, you're going to have to send me that information so I make sure that is on your landing page, because people are hitting you up listening to the show. So
wonderful.
That just means that we definitely have to make sure your contact information is there for them. So make sure you inbox me when the show is over so we make sure that happens. Okay?
Okay. Contact information, You got it, sir. Thank you so much.
All right. That's Serenity. Living with Serenity with Michelle-Edmonds. We appreciate having Michelle here again. Of course, very soon Michelle will be powering the ship alone with her special guest. That's right, taking you guys to another level. And anytime you want to, come back to these programs because you didn't catch it all, because Michelle was very informative, it was a lot of education to catch in 50 minutes. The shows are all on demand. Share with your friends, share with your family. You could be saving your life and someone else's life, because death does happen in the colon. And according to what Michelle was reporting, you got to ask the right questions. Mm-hmm. You have to ask the right questions. And of course, it leads to other problems if you're not taking care of yourself. Mm-hmm. And we talked about a lot of those things. Okay? And of course, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just sharing my problem. Of course, Michelle is the one that has the certificates and all the certification and education. She experienced this stuff. She lived it. And she's the expert. Okay? So call her up. Join the club. All right, Michelle, any final thoughts before we go?
I thought you wrapped it up really well, Jerry. Just want to thank you again for co-hosting my first two broadcasts. We're going to segue into me going solo week after next, and we're going to kick it with some awesome testimonies. We're just going to do a parade of as many as who are willing to share publicly. And I know you're going to be blessed by that. So thank you all, and thank you, sir.
Right. So you guys, don't forget, everybody, you can listen to Michelle is also on Elation Magazine. That's elationmagazine.com. You can read her column. She reports with Kimmy Kim, a.k.a. Kimmy Robinson. And again, you can get her at elationmagazine.com, and she's on Elation Radio with Jerry Royce Live on positivepower21.org, so you can catch a lot of the shows that she's going to be broadcasting, which will be streaming from her blog talk as soon as we can get that set up with her. But she will be producing a program with us on Tuesdays at 10 o'clock, which will run on Wednesdays. Sorry I wasn't ready tonight, but it was her first show, and we need to get a few things straight, some editing. But it was a really, really good show, and I hope you enjoy it. So don't forget about that Kimmy Kim, and we got Michelle-Edmonds, and then we got T. Spence on Thursday. That's going to be a pretty deep show. What she told me, what we're going to talk about. Bring your tissues, your tissue box. Be ready. Be ready. Be ready. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoy the weekend. The weather is like island-type weather here on the East Coast. We've been enjoying it in the 80s. So it's what it is. So we'll see you again, Michelle, July 8th, I believe, right?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay.
That is correct.
All right, Michelle, I tell people all the time, they want to hear the good stuff. They got to listen to Jerry Royce Live on positivepower21.org. And don't forget, on your smartphones, if you know how to work it, you can download my app. That's right, Jerry Royce Live on Spreaker.com, or just download Spreaker.com if you can't find my app because it's not available for iPhones right now. That's right. Yeah, they wanted $90, and I was like, ooh, should I spend that? Or should I take the family out to dinner? So anyway, the family won. So anyway, y'all, check me out. Get Spreaker.com, and then you can go ahead and pull down Positive Power 21. All right, y'all. Take care, everybody. I'm Jerry Royce Live. I'm worldwide. Thank you for tuning in to Jerry Royce Live on positivepower21.org and Spreaker.com/positivepower21. This is a Royce Enterprises production. And don't forget about replay on Facebook.com/Jerry Royce Live. All right, that's a wrap, y'all. Stay awesome all week long. Don't forget, follow the path for 21, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen.